Thank you for joining me today. My name is Cindy, and on behalf of the YMCA and myself, I appreciate you being here today. I will be teaching a Pilates Sculpt class. So if you're not used to working with weights with Pilates, I would suggest going extremely light, 2 to 3 pounds. 5 pounds would be the max of what I would suggest for you to use today. It's all about the form. We want to keep space between shoulders and ears, and the heavier the weights get, the more the body has a tendency to crunch, and we want space. So with all that being said, grounding into your feet, all four corners, Pilates, core. Think about your pelvic tilt. We're going to tuck under with the hips. We're going to pull in through the abdominal wall, and we want to maintain that good tilt throughout class. Inhale the arms up, and exhale, sweep the arms down. Inhale the arms up, but on this exhale, we'll reach forward, sit back in through your hips, tabletop. So big reach forward, and now we're gonna move these two. So let's inhale, lift, and then exhale, tabletop. Inhale, lift, and exhale, sending the weight back and through the heels, shoulders are down. Inhale on the lift, exhale. 4 more times, we inhale and exhale, already focusing on our breathing. Arms come up, arms reach forward. 2 more times, lift and reach. Arms up, reach forward and hold it right here. So weight back in through your gluteus maximus. We're back in through the heels, go a little sideways. You have tabletop spine, long straight spine. Lengthen all 4 sides of the neck, and here we're just gonna release everything and come on into a forward fold. So let the head hang, release through the neck, and let's just shuffle through the knees, get some movement in through the hips, get those legs ready to work. And then very slowly start rolling it up, stacking it up, and then dropping on into those shoulders. For a little bit more of a stretch, right foot is planted, left heel is forward, toes are up, and we're just gonna sit on down into a stretch. You can pull the toes towards the body line, lengthen out through the back of the leg, just a little bit deeper. And then roll through the spine, lift it up, dropping on into those shoulders. And then off to the other side. Right heel forward, toes up. Your choice if you're taking the toes and pulling them towards your body. And then let's roll through the spine, stack it up. Come on into those shoulders. We're gonna inhale the arms up. Right's gonna take left. Now we're gonna pulse this a little bit. It's gonna be a 2 count. Side bend, center. Left takes right, side bend, side bend. And let's keep it going with a little bit of a pulse. Make sure you're alternating which hand is gently pulling the other hand. It's not an aggressive pull. This next time, come on over towards that right side. Make sure you're opening up into that left shoulder. So we're dialing that back, and we're bringing our right ear towards our right shoulder, getting a little stretch through the neck, and then come in through center, and then pulse off, and then hold into it. And then come back in through center, and release the arms out and down. So we're gonna start with the weights. Now you can do everything I'm about to do without weights. It is your choice. I'm gonna be using 2 pounds. Please focus on you, how you're feeling, what you have ahead of you today, what time are you watching this, finding what's working for you. So I'm gonna challenge your core by throwing you into some balanced postures, grounding into the right foot. I want you to turn the left foot towards me. The inside of the foot towards me, the inside of the leg is towards me with a slight bend. If you play soccer, this is a soccer kick. And that's where we're going to be taking this. Arms are gonna come out, arms away from body, forces the core to work a little bit harder. So we're gonna put a bicep curl with our soccer kick, and it's gonna be half a curl, so watch the range of movement with the arms. So we soccer kick and curl. Belly is in. Think straight through your belly button, pulling it into your spine, soccer kick and curl. You can do this without weights. You have 4 more. With relaxed jaw for 3, 2. We're gonna lift everything and hold it. We have that modified range in our curl. We have that modified range because now we're gonna do a little side crunch. We're gonna take that knee towards that elbow, and then we're gonna push that heel back and away. So pull the knee in and push away. Please make sure you're not locking out that right leg. Think about what's going on with the right leg. Pull in and push. You have 4 more with breath. For 3, 2, pull that knee in towards that elbow. Hold it right here. Shoulders are dropped, shoulder blades are squeezed in. Relax your facial muscles. And as we start to release, we're going to release the weights first along the side of the body. Bring that left knee forward and then step that left foot on back. We're going to push the left heel into the floor. We're going to hinge over at that right hip crease. Roll the shoulders down and back. Elbows back behind you. You're just going to push and pull. So straight tricep, kick back, push and pull. We have a set of 8, so that was 4. For the next 4, I'm going to layer this. If you would like to join me, I'm going to lift the leg and then come on back and down. Lift the leg and I'm going to go sideways and come on back and down. You have 2 more. Lift that leg, come on back and down, and lift, and then come on back and down. And turn towards you. We're just going to lift up through the chest, come onto the ball mount of that left foot, take a bend into that knee, and we're just going to pulse on into it. And then drop on in, holding it, shoulders down, belly in, hips are tucked, pelvic tilt for 4, 3, 2, and 1, and release and come up and out. So shake it out, find movement. Your feet are not glued to the floor. Please move around. Adjust your body as you need to adjust it, even if we're in the middle of something. Swing around into the left foot. Soccer kick on the other side. So we had our bicep curl. This time I'm going to flip the weights as an hourglass. So we're still going to have that modified range on the curl while we have our soccer kick. Slight bend into the left leg, not locking out the joint. So we kick and curl and release. Kick and curl with belly in. So we kick and curl, halfway through a set of 8. And did you choose your weights wisely? You can always switch it out, you're not stuck with them. You've got 2 more. And let's take it up and let's hold it right here. So think about that side crunch. So we have that modified range on the bicep curl so that elbow is out there so we can pull that knee in and push away. Pull and push. And what's going on with the left foot? Uncurl the toes, pull. Breathe through it, 4 more. For 3, and 2. This next one, pull it in and hold it. Nice and strong, find that balance, use that strength. And then let's bring the weights along the side of the body while we step our right foot back. Push the heel into the floor. We're just gonna take those weights. We're gonna do our tricep kick back. 4 without the leg, and then 4 if you want to join me and add the leg. So we push and pull, push with breath. 1 more without the leg. So with or without the leg, join me. We push and lift and back and down. Push and lift, back and down. You have 2 more. And then 1 more. And then come on back and down, lift up through your chest, weights are center, come onto the ball mount of that back foot, and just pulse on into a lunge. And then drop it in for 4, 3, 2, and 1, and come up and out. So move around. If you need to lose the weights, lose the weights. We're gonna go out into a wide plie, sumo squat type posture, toes out, wide stance with the legs, pelvic tilt, belly is in. I want you to sit on down. So we're gonna stay in the basement. We're never gonna come back to straight legs. Well, we will, but not through this set. So come on down. It's gonna be a small range of movement with the legs. Small range, yes. With the arms. Arms are gonna circle around. You're gonna take the ends of the weights towards the shoulders and then takes the ends of the weights into your outer part of your legs. You will take that bend into the elbows, small squat, big arm circle. So we circle. And don't lengthen all the way up out of those legs. And we circle, holding the weights like an hourglass. So really squeeze the shoulder blades behind you. Shoulders stay down. Space, big space between ear and shoulder. We also have about fist distance between chin and chest. Let's go 2 more. Well, 1 more, hold it right here. So we're all ready to go into cactus with the arms, and we're down and low into a sumo wide plie squat right here. I want you to think chest press, pull the elbows in and open, pull in and open. We have 8, that was 3. Halfway through your set. 4 more, inner thigh, it's okay. For 3, for 2, in and hold it right here, just small pulse, elbows on parallel lines, shoulders down, we're just pulsing, pulse it up, hold it, for 4, 3, we'll release in 2, and 1, come up and out. Shake of the legs, shake of the arms. We're gonna do some side bends. We're gonna use one weight. We're gonna go back into that wider stance, finding our pelvic tilt, and then come on down. So this time, right hand's gonna have the weight, left arm without the weight. It's just gonna ghost what the right arm is doing. Right here, we're gonna side bend towards the weight and lift. Side bend. So we're just ghosting with the left arm. We're making sure the shoulders are not rounding forward. We have a set of 8. You have 4 more. For 3, stay low into that squat. For 2, take that side bend and hold it right here. Hold it, keeping the left fingers towards the left side. Let's release the weight right here. Bring it forward. We're staying in that side bend. We're just gonna scoop the weight forward and pull it in. Scoop and scoop your rear. Make sure those hips are tucked under. Belly is in, scoop forward. Are you starting to come out of posture? Come back if you can. You've got 2. Scoop it forward, hold it. So right arm's reaching forward, left elbows up. For 4, belly's in. For 3, 2, and 1, and come on out. Getting that movement. So working with weights, it's not working for you. Do everything I'm doing without a set of weights. So feet come out. Hopefully you chose what, if you are using weights, you chose wisely. So now right hand's gonna ghost. It has no weight. Left hand has the weight. Side bend off to the left. We bend and lift. Bend on over. So those elbows, they're off to the side. They're not in your line of sight. Making sure they stay out. Chest stays open. You have 4 more. And you're breathing through it, I'm sure. You've got 2. This next one, come on down and hold it. We're gonna stay into that side bend. Left arm's gonna reach forward, pointing downhill. So now we're gonna scoop. So we're gonna scoop and lift, and we're gonna hold our side bend. Scoop and lift, and sink deep into your squat. Scoop, and scoop with breath. You have 3 more. For 2, scoop it up, hold it. Sink those hips. For 4, 3, 2, and 1, and release. Make your way up and out. Just to put a little more into our back, taking both weights. Make sure you're using squat when you're getting your weights so that you don't drop your head and you stay out of your neck. Feet are going to be closer in towards one another. You go to the side so you can see what's happening. We're going to come over at the hip creases. We're going to keep that long, straight spine. Weights. Arms are going to go long in front. We're going to be pulsing. I'm going to turn back towards the camera now that you have the setup. We're going to alternate the arms. I want you to take your right arm and it's going to pulse. 2, 3, 4. Bring it center. Left arm, pulse. 2, 3, 4, in center. Let's go right. It's a 4 count and center. And left. Chest is still open and come into center. All right, 2, 3, 4, and in. Left out, 2, 3, 4, in. One more time each side. Go right, 2, 3, 4, and in. And then left, 2, 3, 4, and bring it on in. Both arms for a set of 4. Out, 2, 3, 4, push in. Out, 2, 3, 4, and in. Weights back in through the heels. Chest is open. Squeeze those shoulder blades in. Let's do 2 more, because we can and we are. And 1 more, but listen, pulse. 2, 3, hold it. Shoulders drop. Squeeze shoulder blades. So if you want to sit into a chair, space between shoulders and ears, spaces for 4, 3, 2, and 1. And then just hinge on over, roll through the spine, and then lift on up, rolling those shoulders down and back. Working a little bit more balance. So we did our soccer kick, where we had our leg out. Now we're just gonna have our legs straight forward. We're gonna point our toes. So we have our toes pointed right here. I want you to think more of a V posture with the arms. We're not out in T, not frontal raise, splitting the difference. Softness into that right. So we're gonna point the left toes towards the floor. Arms are coming up into that WV posture where we lift that left leg. So we lift and lower, lift and lower. And we're breathing. We're inhaling and exhaling, keeping softness in that right knee. We have 4 more. And you know, at the end, I'm gonna ask you to hold it. So you have 3 for 2. Lift it up and hold it. Right here, so I want you to just pulse that leg. Is there still softness in that right knee? Then up and hold with that leg for 4, 3, 2, and 1, and release. So we're gonna ground into left foot. We're still gonna have same with the split on the arms, not T, not frontal, split the difference. This time the difference is the palms are gonna face downhill. So grounding into left foot, right toes pointing forward. So getting ready, we're gonna lift arm and leg and release. Keep a point into the toes. We lift and lower, lift. So think about that crunch that's happening right here. Pull in the abdominal wall. Let's go 2 more. Lift it up and hold it. Hold it, drop the shoulders. This distance between the chin and the chest for 4, 3, 2, and 1, and quick release. Shoulders roll down and back. Just put the weights off to the side. Just want you to get a little bit of stretching. Hands back behind, interlace, and we're pulling down, and then we're pulling away from the body. So good shoulder, chest opening. And then as we release, feet go out about hip width distance apart to where you come down into your backside, taking your right shoulder, bring it center and look over your left. Then as we come back in through center, off to that other side, left shoulder comes center, we're looking over the right, and we're staying back in through our back side. And then as we come in through center, we're gonna do a modified cat-cow right here. We're gonna inhale in a neutral spine. On the exhale, you're gonna roll the spine, bring the chin in towards the chest from the few times I cue that, and then roll the shoulders down. You're still gonna stick those tail lights out, and you're gonna lift that chest. And then roll, and then find that lift. And roll, and then find that lift to the chest, tail lights up, drop those shoulders. Now come all the way on down, roll through the spine, lift it up, and come on into those shoulders. As in drop the shoulders, bring them down away from the ears. So one more time, you squat, please. Please pick up your weights. We're gonna be doing a side standing crunch. So we'll get in our Pilates side leg lift. We'll get a side crunch going on, and we're adding a little bit of weight. So grounding into the right foot, left toes are gonna point out to the side. That right weight's just gonna go into the right hip. Left arm, we're gonna take a little bit of a bend with that left arm up and over. So the biceps more towards that left ear, and I want you to pull knee to elbow, and then release. Now if you need to tap the floor, tap the floor. Pull, and release. And we pull, release. Make sure you keep softness in that right knee. We're not locking it out. We have 4 more. For 3. Working that balance today for 2. One more. Pull it in and hold it. So elbow towards knee, holding it nice and strong. So for that right leg, can you take a small pulse into that right leg and hold that side crunch on the left? I say yes, and that's what I'm going to cue. So please join me. And then drop on in for 4, 3, 2, come on down, and 1. Great job. I know you join me, so I'm going to tell you right now, great job. Shoulders roll down and back. Getting ready to work off towards that other side. So left weight just stays along left hip. Right toes point out. Got our Pilates point. Right arms up, a little bit up and over, so the biceps near the ears, so we can get that full extension, bringing that elbow towards the knee. Getting ready, we bring to center, and then everything long. Pull in. So if you need to tap the floor, tap the floor. If you can keep that leg in suspension, keep it up and off the floor. And it's okay to wobble. I'm wobbling this side. We have 3 more and we have a hold. For 2. Pull it right here and hold it. Woo! I'm definitely wobbling this side. It's all good. Let's pulse on into that standing leg. And then drop on in and hold it right here. Can you drop a little further? I say yes. Make sure that knee, you're protecting that knee. You're backing through your hips for 4, 3, 2, and 1, and release. I'm going to take a figure 4. Just to open up through the hips, we can hold on to our weights just to give our abdominal wall something extra to work against. Right foot grounds, left leg cross up and above the right knee. Please make sure you're off the knee, and then sit down. And then weights more towards the abdominal wall. Takes extra weight for the core to work against. And then we're going to come on up. And then over to the other side, right over left, sit on down. Finding your breath. And then come on up, just for our leg circles. We're just gonna have the weights out to the side, let the body have something extra to work against, ground into your right foot, pointing those left toes, and we're just gonna find small circles. Small circles with the toes. And then let's reverse it, going the other way, finding that balance. And then hold it nice and still. So we're gonna kick off to the right, and then out to the left. Woo! Off to the right, and out to the left. Like a tick-tock, little pendulum action going here. Kick right, and left, and right, and uncurl the right toes. 3 more times. For 2. Softness in that right knee. Pendulum. Come back in through center. Small pulse up towards the ceiling. Just pulse the top of the foot towards the ceiling. Going deep into the quad, which is going to go into the lower abdominal wall. Hold it up for 4, 3, 2, and 1. And release. So left foot grounds in. Softness in the knee, not locking out the joint. Doesn't have to be a big bend. It's just a little softness so we don't lengthen and lock. So toes are pointed, and just circle the toes. The big toe. Big toes making small circles. You chose which direction because you get to do both. And then let's reverse it. And then get that leg out there. Think of that pendulum. Go out to left, and then out to the right. We're passing the center each direction. We're not stopping at center. Woo! So okay to wobble and uncurl those left toes. You have 4 more. For 3. In 2. You've got this. Finish out your pendulum. Go out to the right. Come back in through center. Top of the foot. Just pulse it up towards the ceiling. What's that left leg doing? Because you got a little fatigue, a little unfamiliar with the move. The left leg probably lengthened out. Softness up on that right foot. Hold it. Uncurl those left toes. I caught myself for 4, 3, 2, and 1. So for the standing feet, just hanging onto our weights, letting our core work against a little out in poundage today. Heel forward, toes up, sit on down. Now if you want one hand to take the weights and then come down and pull the toes towards the body. And then over to the other side. Sit on down, pull the toes towards the body, and then releasing. So one of my favorite moves, I've done this before, you may have done it with me, is creating that pizza, heels in, toes out, but this time we're going to be using weights. And I'm going to keep us on a 2-2 split versus a 4-4 split. We're going to come onto the ball mound of the feet. We're going to re-glue the heels together. The knees are going to go out and you're going to drop the tailbone straight down towards the floor. But as you drop, you're going to bring those arms straight out into lateral arm raises. So drop your shoulders, get yourself in posture. It's only going to be a 2-2 on the split, so listen for the count. Tailbone, it's 1, 2, 2, and 1. Only come down as far as you can still lift yourself back up. Keeping heels glued together. Squeeze those shoulder blades in. Keep that chest open. Remember to smile, especially in this one. It's uncomfortable. You're probably going to want to hold your breath. Please breathe. You have 3 more. We're only doing 2-2 on the splits. Get ready. It's 1, 2, 2, 1. But come on down and hold it. Small pulse into it. And then find isometric hold. Holding it. Make sure those hands are on your peripheral. Watch those wrists. You have a 2 count on the up. It's 1 and 2. And let's bring those weights on in. So let's put the weights off to the floor using our squat. And just getting a little bit of a stretch. We'll just go back quickly to figure 4 to get the inside of the leg without weights. Maybe come a little bit deeper into the stretch. So you're not holding a set of weights. And then let's switch it out off to that other side. And I am going to get us down to the floor. In case you're wondering if we were going to get there, we are going to get there. And then come on up. Grounding on in, inhale, arms come up. On an exhale, cactus your arms, take a back bend, push your hips forward, chest is lifting up towards your ceiling. Inhale your arms up, exhale into a fold. And in the fold, let's go ahead and bend into the knees, shuffle the hips, get that movement going. Coming into a squat, tuck and curl, tend the fingers, lift the heels, hips to heels, forehead towards the knees. Facial muscles are going heavy. And then let's come on to hands and knees. So we're on hands and knees. Now if you're using a smaller weight, we're going to take the weight and put it back behind the knee crease. If you're using a smaller weight, it may want to fall out, but try to keep it back there as much as you can. So I'm going to go sideways. We're all going to work our right side. We're going to push into our palms, dial our elbows in. So we're going to squeeze that weight or keep it back behind the knee right here. Toes are pointed up towards the ceiling. Knees hover just above the floor. We're just going to push and lift. Getting some movement going. We will be taking that weight out, but not yet. We're going to push and push it up. You have 3 more. For 2. This next one, push it up and hold it up right here. Then without losing that weight, can you turn that knee out to the side, and you're actually going to push back behind you and then pull to hip. Push back behind you and pull to hip. So instead of pulling forward, we're pushing backwards. Push and pull. Push so that right hip is open. We have 4 more. For 3, 2, push it back and hold it. And then I want you to bring that right knee on down. Let's lose the weight. You're going to come onto your left elbow, and the right hand's going to cactus, or right arm's going to cactus out. Then we're going to open that hip up. So we've dialed the hip out to the right side, and we've opened up and we lengthened out the right leg, and we're pointing our toes. Now we're gonna pull our knee to our elbow and push it back. We pull and push. Pull for a set of 8. And if that left hip is bothering you, come out of it and take a stretch. You have 4 more. For 3. In 2. You have 1 more. I want you to push that leg back, and then I want you to bring it out ever so slightly. So we're not straight back behind us, we're not out at the hip, splitting that difference, and I want you to pulse that leg up. Just pulse and pulse. You should be going deep on into that left hip, believe it or not, that gluteus maximus, that smile muscle. And then pulse it up and hold it for 4, 3, 2, and release. Great job. So hips, let's take them off to your left. I'm not gonna be mirroring you right now because we're working the same side. So I'm stretching out my left side just as you are. And then let's come back in through center. So we're all gonna be doing our left leg, taking our weight. If that didn't work for you, do it without the weight. Back behind the knee. Pushing into both palms, spread those fingers, dial the elbows in, point the toes, and knee hovers over the floor. So right here we push and pull. Working both directions, and left hip stays dialed towards the floor. So we push and pull, lift and lower. 4 more. For 3, 2. This next one, hold it up right here. So now instead of pulling it forward, we're gonna open it up a little bit. We're gonna turn that knee out to the side, but instead of pulling it forward, I want you to push it back and then pull. Push back and pull. Push. So getting a little rotation in through the hip, getting a little movement. Push and pull. 4 more. Keep length in all 4 sides of the neck. For 3, don't forget, breathe. 2. Push it back and hold it right here. And then let's bring that knee on down so we can release that weight and reposition our arms. So coming on to forearm of the right arm, cactus out the left, and then we're gonna open up that left hip. So we're gonna find length into that leg, pointing the toes, and we rotated that hip to the outside, pulling knee to elbow and push away. Working both directions with breath. Think about the crunch that's happening with the abdominal wall. You have 4 more. For 3, 2. This next one, push it on back and hold it right here, and then bring that leg out just a little bit so you can pulse it up towards the ceiling. So we're not straight back, we're not off to the side, we're splitting the difference, pulsing the leg, up in a hold for 4, 3, 2, and 1. And come back onto those knees, and I'm gonna stretch out my right side. We're all stretching right. So right hip goes to the right, hands go off to the left. And then coming back in through center. So to open up those hips, after all that work we just did, hip work, come into our butterfly. So bottoms of feet in towards one another. Pull the heels on in, elbows into the knee crease, and then push the knees down while you push the chest forward. It's about keeping length in your spine. Chin is off your chest. And then 1 more before we move on, 1 more stretch that is. It's going to be a 2-sided stretch. So first one, right heel to the outside left hip. And then left leg we're going to cross on over. Now if you can't keep both hips on the floor, you can always have a block. If you have a block, you can get underneath that hip. Otherwise, lengthen out your right leg, cross right here. So all kinds of options. The goal here is to take the right arm to hug that left knee towards that right shoulder and take a twist. It's a little twisting, stretching, and as we are pulling this knee off to that shoulder, we're getting that really good stretch to that area we just targeted. And then coming back in through center, so that's a 2-sided stretch. So left heel to the outside of the right hip, right leg cross it over, Make sure those hips are by the floor. Left arm is going to bring that right knee towards that left shoulder, right hand back behind you, or just holding into the left hand, finding that twist. We are looking off towards the right side, and then coming back in through center. Lengthen out those legs. We'll take a forward fold. We still have bridge to do. We will be using our weights in bridge. We're going to be doing a chest fly. Inhale the arms up with long legs. Exhale, come on in and forward fold. Hands towards your toes, ankles shin. Trying to find length in the legs. So it's not about touching the toes. If you need to bend your knees to touch your toes, think about touching your shins, trying to lengthen out the legs. And then coming over to where you feel resistance, and that's where you hold. We want the body to give into the stretch. And then roll through your spine. Shoulders roll down and back, shoulder blades squeeze in, chest stays open. So taking our weights, we're gonna be coming into bridge. I'll go off at an angle so we see what's happening. I'm gonna go the other way. Just because there's a mic over here. Come on down to my back. We're gonna bend into the knees, and arms are gonna come up and over the chest. So we're gonna push into both feet, and we're gonna lift up through the hips. So as the arms come down and out to the side, the hips are gonna come down with it. So everything is coming down, and then everything is lifting up. So we lower, and we lift, and we lower. Make sure you're grounded into those feet. Knees are staying on parallel lines. Work into those quads. They're working hard in bridge. And of course, you're scooping through the abdominal wall, and you still have that pelvic tilt right, because on that lift, you're really gonna scoop underneath those hips. So lower, and then scoop. Keep the arms going. Really wanna emphasize what's going on with the hips. Let's do 2 more. This next one, hold the arms out, lift the hips. So holding right here, arms are not resting on the floor. The weights can rest into the palms. Come onto the ball mound of the feet. So we lifted our heels. Holding nice and strong right here. Isometric hold, little muscle knitting party going on here for 4, 3. Listen for the breakdown of this. We're gonna take the arms and push them up and over the chest. So we're still on our heels. Our heels are lifted. We're still onto the ball mound of the feet. We're gonna lower the heels. We're gonna keep the arms lifted. Bring your left foot, we're gonna be on the same leg. Bring the right leg up. So we reposition the left foot so we could extend the right leg high, point the toe. And then let's bring knee to knee. So lower the leg, hold it. And then let's bend into that right knee. Bring that foot on down. Extend that left leg straight up. Arms are still up towards the ceiling. If you need to release the arms, listen to your body. Bring knee to knee. So we lowered the left leg. It's still long, it's still in an extension. And then let's bring the left foot on down. Lift up those hips in case they lowered on down. And now let's morph through that spine. And then let's release the weights off to the side. Hugging the knees on in. So as you hug the knees on in, try to roll up to where the tailbone comes up and off the floor so you get a little bit of that low back stretch. And then roll yourself all the way up to seated. So taking your weights with you. We're gonna come onto our side. We're gonna keep our weights with us. You're onto your right forearm, right shoulder is over right elbow. So we're gonna lengthen out both legs so hips are stacked. Taking your lower leg, your lower right leg, you're gonna bend it. So the foot's back behind you and we still have the legs stacked. We're gonna take cactus. So left arm's gonna push straight up while we lift the left leg. So we push and we lower. Keeping the toes pointed. So we push and lower. We have a set of 8. Getting that side crunch, pulling that abdominal wall. You've got 2 more. And this last one, hold it up. So holding it up, I want you to bring that left leg forward, turn the toes towards the floor, down towards the floor, lift the heel, lower. Can you keep that left arm up? Straight on up from the side of the body. It's not falling overhead, it's not falling off to the side, straight up, like I have the answer. Woo, for 4. And 3, pulling your abdominal wall, don't let this hurt low back, for 2. And last one, lift up, hold it, for 4, 3, 2, and 1, and release. We have another side. Good news, we're two-sided. What we do to one, we're gonna capture on the other. So make sure your left shoulder over your left elbow, and we have a 90-degree thing going on here. So let's dial the hips forward. We have a bend into the bottom leg, cactus the right arm, point the right toes, get your Pilates point. So let's lift and lower, push and pull. Jaws relaxed. Push, that arm's going straight up, straight up. 3 more, for 2. Up and hold it right here. So let's bring that leg a little bit forward, turn the toes towards the floor. Toes tap, heel lifts. Toes tap, heel lifts. Arms stay straight up. Hold the abdominal wall. Make sure you're staying out of low back. It's working hard, so support it with your abdominal wall. 3 more, for 2. Oh, 1 more, heel lifts, hold it. Do you have length in that leg? Is that arm straight up? For 4, say yes, Cindy. For 3, for 2, and 1, and release. And let's come on up and come to seated. So crossing those legs, finding a comfortable seated posture for you. Right arm's gonna come to the outside of the left hip. Left hand's gonna come back behind you. We're gonna take a twist. Also hip opening, because we have our crisscross with our legs. And then as we come through center, left hand's gonna go to the outside of the right. Right hand back behind you is to help get you a little ump into the twist. Tent the fingers behind you. Lifting up through the spine. Catching our breath. And then as we come back in through center, hips on the floor, we'll walk the hands forward. So make sure those hips stay on the floor. And then walk those hands back in towards the body. So the one that doesn't feel natural, when people cross their legs, we have a tendency to go one direction. I'm right-handed, so my right leg goes out in front. But we're gonna bring the one that doesn't feel normal for you and bring it on top. So we're gonna take the knife edge of the right arm, we're gonna bring it down towards the mat, we're gonna push that left hip. We don't want it to come with us, we can all fall over, but we want that low back stretch. So we're targeting getting that stretch by pushing that hip down and having the flexibility come through your low back and through your obliques, and then we're hanging the head off the side so we stretch through the scalenes. Facial muscles are heavy. Abdominal wall is still pulled in. We have not released our abdominal wall. And then as we lift up, let's push that right hip on down and then take knife edge over. So one side may go better than the other. You may have more mobility bringing the forearm down towards the floor. So once again, it's not about if your forearm makes the floor or not. It's about getting that stretch. So you can always have the hand up here, and then when the body works with the stretch and gets you that mobility through your low back, through your obliques, then you can bring that forearm on down. And then lifting on up. Taking, think one-legged tree. If you do tree, left leg extends out, our right foot's gonna come to center. We're gonna inhale the arms up, and on that exhale, we're gonna come into that forward fold. So once again, it's not about if you're touching those toes. It's about finding the length of the leg, challenging the stretch. If you're trying to grab the toes and you have a bent knee, you're missing the stretch. And then as we release, other side, bottom of left foot to the inside of the right, flexion through the right foot, inhale the arm up, and then forward fold. I didn't say this on the other side. If it's bothering that bent leg, if it's bothering that knee whatsoever, please come into two-legged forward fold. And then releasing. Just finding that seated posture. Let's get some shoulder rolls, releasing any tension. One more really good deep shoulder roll. Hands back behind, interlace, open up that chest. Stretch out those shoulders. It's been my absolute pleasure to be with you today. Again, on behalf of the YMCA and myself, truly appreciate you joining our online classes. Let's inhale our arms up and exhale out. Thank you and have a wonderful day.